Hi, hello. My name is Esther Maria Andújar. I'm a Puerto Rican writer aspiring to be a hybrid career author. And today we're going to talk about my 26 goals for 2026. So, here I am with a handy dandy, cute sort of presentation done on Canva. If you're in the community, in any community that has to do any type of social media content creation, Canva is a godsend. So I don't do a lot of presentations, but I'm doing one. Usually I would do like a live session for this, and technically I will do one in December. I think is on December the 21st. I think it's at, I don't remember if it's 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. But it is already scheduled on my YouTube channel, so you can check it out and hit the notification so YouTube can give you a notification when I go live. And there I'm gonna kind of like talk a little bit more of how I'm actually planning 2026. Because yes, I do have this 26 goals, which I will explain why I'm doing 26 goal for 2026. You'll see. Um, but in 2026, in the year 2026, I hope no one is drinking every time I say the year, because good luck to you. But anyways, what I wanted to say is for that stream and the way that I am doing the year is that I am concentrating on the projects and tasks that will get me to the goals. And I'll just revisit them halfway through the year at the end of the year. So let's see, why am I doing 26 goals in 2026? So I do tend to focus on three areas. So entrepreneur, which is just my business as an author, as an indie author, and hopefully when I get a literary agent and a book deal, then I will be a trap pub author. So that would end up turning me into a hybrid author, which is the end goal of end goals. Um, I do have one for the online community. I rather focus on that focus on social media kind of thing. Um, and then my personal life. Um, this way, I could divide the 26 goal between those three and make them a little bit more specific, but keep them big enough that I can further break them down so I can work on them quarter by quarter, month by month, week by week, day by day. And honestly, I wanted to make a fun clickbaity title kind of thing. Um, so here we go. Let's talk about the first, I think, 9 goals for my entrepreneur section. So for my entrepreneur, the they are 1, 2, 3, 4. The other one was gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because Canva didn't let me to continue the numbers because they were not in the same page. But anyways, um they're not exactly in order, but a lot of them kind of like complement each other or help each other or build on each other kind of situation. So I want to successfully debut 2 new pen names. Don't ask. Don't ask. I know I'm crazy, but I'm also someone who cannot stick to just one genre. And I have learned that it's so much harder to make writing your career and your income if you are jumping genres and subgenres on a single name, because readers' behaviors have changed through the years. So it's a lot more work, but if the hope is that in a couple of years this is going to be my full-time job, and if it's going to be my full-time job, this is possible. So the other goal that I have is to get Sally into the 4-digit profit per 6 months. So out of the 12, I want at the very least 6 of them to be 4-digit profit. And I say profit because profit will be the amount of money that I receive at the end of everything. So the actual payments from KDP based on the actual pool of money in the Kindle Unlimited program and the royalties for the actual orders of ebooks and paperbacks. Um, so that's why I talk about profits. I don't talk about revenue, or I do pay attention to those, but at the end of the day, I want to see real numbers, and there's nothing more real than profits because that's what you are actually going to see in your account. So, my third goal is to establish the pen names newsletters. They're I'm telling you guys, and I do have a video about how important newsletters are. I Halfway through the year, I started like really focusing on Sally's newsletter, and the growth has been incredible. And I just wrote my profits as of October for Sally, and I'm sure, besides releasing pretty often, not pretty often, but at least every quarter, and keeping with the newsletter has like I don't have a single month on zero. There's not a month on zero. And I'm pretty sure if I check my numbers from the year before, I had 0 months. So I will talk about that in a video so you guys know what I did with Sally, and I will I'm probably gonna do a very different strategy for those two new pen names. So when I have something to report, I'll make a video about it. The fourth goal is to substitute my part-time income with my author income. I should be able to do this because the profit for all of the pen names will be coming to a single account. Because hi, it's only one person writing in three names, and in various names. So I should, and they are different genres, different lengths. So this should be achievable, or very least get really close to it. Because also my part-time income varies quite a lot, depending on their um levels of like the amount of business that they get. So my fifth, not first, but my fifth goal will be to get 3 months ahead of book production by June 30. And this is for 2026 year. And then my sixth goal will be to get 6 months ahead of book production for 2027 by December 30. And why am I, let me explain the mathematics of this. I am right now on this last 3 weeks of December because I am recording this on December 9, is to fully draft the two books. Yes, two books. And once, I think by February or March, those two books will be completely done and uploaded, which by that time I will be working on releases for the for to June, I think June or August, so the later half of the year. So, and while I am revising, editing the books that I am writing right now, I also have planned to have time to further draft, to not further, to draft the books down the line in 2026. So I should, by June, be working on the last three books of 2026, which if obviously if I follow through all of that, by the end of the year, I should be 6 months ahead for 2027, because by the middle of the year 2026, I should be working on the end of 2026. Then it means that probably I will have the last 5 to 4 months of 2026 to work on 2027 releases. And that for me can be enough time to get myself 6 months ahead. So that's the mathematics of it. It can be a little complicated if you're not used to plan pretty much a monthly release, spread through names. I also, number 7, I want to get the Asaroya project ready for query by ideally fall 2026, but I put late fall. So ideally, I would love to have it ready by the end of September, middle of October. But if it's still kind of like late October, mid November, which November is almost winter for Trap Bub, I am not going to be too harsh on myself, and we'll still check this as done. So that's the aim. And that's one of the reasons I've been reading some books in specific, for um inspiration to learn what's out there, of kind of like the vein of where I'm going for, market research. Um, the 8th goal will have a consistent marketing strategy for each pen name. This is very, very important. Especially because I'm still not in a position to do ads. So I have to be very intentional with the marketing that I'm gonna do, because not all of the names are prime. The readership are not on social media, so not all of them will be social media marketing based strategies. And then the last goal for entrepreneur, the goal number 9 will be getting back to reading more often. I've been enjoying my time reading The Wonder Window and having a notebook beside me and just jotting down things. Um, so I kind of like want to do that more. Now, as for the online community um, section, I do want to rebrand my YouTube channel to concentrate on the business side of indie publishing and eventually document my query process. I am pretty much weeding out or walking out of the writing blogs. Um, my writing process, it's pretty much the same. I also not a writer online that shares specifics about her projects. Um, so a lot of the times the writing blogs are very, very vague. And because my writing process is pretty much the same, it has not changed, and I don't see it changing. They're boring. They're boring for me to create. I can't imagine that it will be boring for other people to watch. So I am moving away of that, and I want to focus on something that I do enjoy talking about. And it is the business side of indie publishing, about social media marketing, newsletter marketing, about sales marketing, about freebies, reader magnets, things like that. That unless you yourself don't put yourself into specific author communities that readily share those things, you really don't, like, there's not a lot out there that is like freely accessible. A lot of it is behind a group or a Discord, or is behind a paywall. No problem with that. I just don't have time to make that a business. I do want to start Helpful Esther Substack. I've been thinking about a lot of it, and honestly, I think everything that I'm gonna talk on the YouTube channel can be a written piece on Substack. So, but it doesn't make sense for me to have it on my Substack because I don't talk about those things on my Substack. So, I created it. There's no post so far, but I have created it. I'll have the link down in the description in case you guys want to follow it. But there's that. I also want to release one good video per month at like for starting. I never been consistent with my YouTube channel, and I want to change that. And I think with everything that I want to do this year, I think one good video per month, which pretty much all of them will be sort of like this, whether they have a presentation or not. But they're gonna be more like sit down, chit chat, kind of like, this is what I've been learning, this is what I know, this is what I did, and these are my results, kind of thing. Maybe it's probably if you have seen my shorts talking about my experience of that 99 cents sale that I participated from Black Friday to Cyber Monday, but probably on a longer form kind of situation instead of that short. Um, if there are things that will fit better on like a minute or a 3 minute short, I will do them that way. But everything that feels a little bit that I that needs more explanation, that has a lot more nuance, then it will be kind of like this sit down longer version, longer video. I do want to work up to a good video every other week, but that is if I can manage to do that one good video per month. So I also want to maintain the writing and planning YouTube streams that I do on Friday evenings. They help me to keep writing and they help other people too. I want to go back to Twitch. I really like Twitch and I want to stream on Twitch consistently. So I am aiming for 4 to 8 times per month. So that will be once or twice per week. For YouTube, I want to reach, actually, it could be YouTube or Twitch. It could be either or. But because I already have my Twitch monetized, let's say these are YouTube specific. So I do want to reach 500 subscribers. I am around 312, I think. I also want to reach 1,000 subscribers and I do want to monetize the channel. This is, I think, truly the first time I have let myself want and actually find myself wanting to monetize the channel. Um, Partially because I know the information that I am gonna share. I know other people monetize it behind a paywall, and I don't want to do that. Um, but it will be nice if all that information and the community that we build and cheer each other on trying different business tactics and marketing strategies and marketing tactics and things like that would get a little bit of a kickback for me. But again, I have said it plenty of times. I am an author, and my main goal, monetary, is for my books to pay me. If I get money from somewhere else, that is a cherry on top, but it's not a make it or break situation. Just like, when you put things out in the ether and hope they happen, but you're not too focused on it. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, I'm just gonna put those numbers and those things out in the ether, the 500 subscribers, the 1,000 subscribers, and monetizing the YouTube channel. It will be fantastic. Those numbers, the subscriber numbers, will be fantastic on Twitch too, though it's a little different because there's a followers number and there are subscribers numbers. It's a little more complicated, and I don't really want to think about that. Um, it will just, I don't know, it will bog down my mind too much. So those three last ones are just like out in the universe, and hopefully I will get them. And if I don't, nothing's gonna change. Let's talk about personal and life goals. These are things that are um, a little bit for me, a little bit for mom, and probably a lot for the house. Um, they are also things that do require money that I am not don't currently really have much of it. So a lot of these things might be dependent on how much income I can bring. So again, things that I'm just gonna put out in the universe and we shall see what happens. So first thing, and is one of the things that I really need to almost put it in my planner, is to get mom back into her physical therapy exercises. You may or may not remember early in the year, I think March and April, she had a physical therapist coming into the house and giving her some exercises so she can rebuild the muscles on her legs and um, gain better movement of her arms. So I want to start those again. She tends to, anything that has not been a routine for her for over a decade, she forgets. And obviously, this is probably this is the second time, if I remember correctly, she has ever gotten physical therapy. The first one was for a knee surgery. And again, after she was done with the physical therapy, she never went back to those exercises. So I have little videos of all of the exercises, so I know what she needs to do. So I need to put it on my planner to have her do those exercises. Um, I'm gonna start without any weight right now. And for like, I think probably like a month. And while I get her back into that, I'll search and buy some like a pound. I think the most that she did was 3 pounds per leg. So that's the most that I will buy and get her do that for a few months before I up the weight. Um, so my mom is very stubborn, and I know she will be very miserable if she loses the independence that she feels by being able to move her body and do some things herself. So that is something that it needs to be something that I plan on my day to day. The second goal is to balance nutrition for the both of us, especially to regulate our stomach. I have, for my entire life, really acute acid reflux problems. Um, like so bad. It started as soon as I was born. So it has been an entire ordeal. I also don't have my gallbladder, so there's a lot of things that I have trouble digesting. Um, and my mom also, I think she has a ulcer that we need to keep in mind. And just general, there are things like red meat that she doesn't digest well. And I have thankfully have weaned her almost completely out of red meat. The right now the only exceptions are if we like really craving like a burger in this like Christmas time, the holidays, because traditional Puerto Rican food is the meat is pork, so we have the every plate will have pork something. And she does really like pork, so at least we have work. We're in a in a stage that at the very least she can have pork during the holidays, and usually she just eats maybe two, maybe four plates during the entire holiday. And the holiday season here is 2 full months. So it's good. We're good with that. Um, I do have as a third goal movement for me. You know, I'm a writer. I spend a lot of time writing. I do have a standing desk that I should stand more. Um, and I also have a office job. My part-time job is a finance job. So I also sit down for anything between 5 to 8 hours on top of the hours that I'm sitting here. And there I don't have a standing desk. I do have it here. I bought it myself. There I don't have it. So I need to find a way to move more. Ideally, that will be a walking pad, but I have struggled with Amazon not wanting to deliver a walking pad to my address, even though I live in a city, very much an urban neighborhood. so urban that the main avenue of the city that I live in, it's right beside me. So I don't understand why. So that's right now the struggle of finding a walking path that will mail to me. So yeah, once I can solve that, then movement will be a consistent thing for me. I also want to budget prebiotics for me because I used to take them and they help so much with my stomach issues. I do have to ask my mom's doctor if she can take them. My mom has a lot of different illnesses that you have to be very careful what you are prescribing her or what supplements she is taking. So I have to check with him before I can give her anything like that. Um, I do now these are more like house management things. So I want to level and seal the ceiling. Um, I have not seen it by myself, but my brother went up and took photos, and the ceiling is not completely level, which means when it rains, which Puerto Rico has sections that it rains almost every day, the water pools, and that would slowly sip in to the ceiling and infiltrate the house. So I need to level it and seal it. Um, so that's the thing. I need to replace the entire electrical in the house, including the breaker box. This house has the original cables and the original breaker box, and all of that is obsolete. This house doesn't look like that because has been well taken care of. But this house easily has my mom's age, or it can be older than my mom because this is one of the few houses that are still kind of like the original design when this neighborhood was originally done. Um, they just did some extensions in some sections and you can see them, but it was just like adding a new room or things like that. The core of it hasn't changed much. So that needs to be a priority. It's just that all of it's so expensive. It's very expensive. I do want to paint the house inside and outside. I don't want the house inside has these yellowy walls that I hate. Um so I want to change them. I actually I'm thinking of like each room will have a different color and a different aesthetic and things like that. And um my brother and I we were already talking about color combinations for the outside. And then that would help also, which finish redoing my home office, which is the room that we're in right now, which you're only seeing like a very small corner of it. Um, I will want to get different bookshelves. I actually want to have type of a open bookshelf, so just have it like installed on the wall. Um, because of the hurricane season, I would like for my bookshelves not to touch the floor for a certain amount of inches, just to be on the safe side. I also there's very specific things that I want my bookshelves to have and look like. So probably getting the wood and getting all of it and doing it myself instead of just buying a bookshelf from like IKEA or Walmart or anything like that will be a better option. But as you can see, all of that takes a lot of money. A lot of money. So tons of those things are very much dependent on the amount of income that I can bring, and that is residual after paying all the bills. So, um, that's it for now. Those are my 26 goals for 2026. You can show up for Sunday, December the 21st, live stream, I think at 2 or 3 p.m. I don't remember like at the top of my head. But the live is already scheduled on my YouTube channel, so you can hit the notification and get a notification for YouTube when I go live. If you want to come and see how I am going to trickle all of this down to make it happen. Um, and yeah, that's it. That's it for now. So, again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this and you want to share me on, please hit the like button. If you're new here and you enjoy this and are curious to see what's going to be the new content, please subscribe. It's completely free. And yeah, that will be all. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.